The Brigadier sighed. Not again! And there was more to come. Shoji said, the change will shake up the brain cells a little. You may find him rather erratic at first, but he'll settle down. Sarah looked worriedly at the doctor as he lay on the floor. And when is all this going to happen? Shoji chuckled. Well, there's no time like the present, is there? Goodbye. Look after him. And he faded away as silently as he had appeared. Now, wait a moment, said the Brigadier firmly. His voice tailed off as he realised he was addressing empty space. Brigadier, look, said Sarah. It's starting! A golden glow was appearing around the doctor's body. Even as they watched, the features began to blur and change. Well, bless my soul, said the Brigadier. Here we go again. Doctor Who and the Planet of the Spiders by Terrance Dicks. That was it. My last Target novel. I've watched through all my Doctor Who DVDs. I've listened to all my Big Finish collection. I've read through all of my back catalogue of Doctor Who magazines. I have no other Doctor Who content to consume. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Hey man, is everything okay? Doesn't look like everything's okay. Well look, every fandom goes through its hard times. We have had no Doctor Who on TV for 10 months! I mean, imagine the fans who had to wait 9 years for the revived series. Yeah, I suppose. But do you know how many times I have watched through Fear Her from start to finish? Do you know how many times I have bawled my eyes out watching the Doctor burn up a son for Rose? Do you know how many times I've watched the Doctor and Amy making... Yeah, okay, I get it. But that's all gonna change, isn't it? What do you mean? There's still 2 months until Christmas. I mean, I am hyped for the Christmas special, but don't you think it's a little bit too early to get excited for something that's gonna happen in over 60 days? This Saturday? Huh? What do you mean this Saturday? New spin-off? What? Hello, and welcome back to Lost in the Vortex. So 5 years after the last episode of Torchwood, we are finally getting a new Doctor Who spin-off. Set in Coal Hill School, now known as Coal Hill Academy, it is appropriately named Class. After watching the trailer, and as it actually airs tomorrow, I thought I'd share a few of my thoughts on it. So first of all, like Torchwood, it looks like it's going to be a much darker version of Doctor Who, exploring some more serious and grown-up themes, which looks great. Unlike the Sarah Jane Adventures, which was targeted at young children, and Torchwood, which is more targeted at adults, Class is targeted at a young adult audience. It's actually airing 10 years from the first episode of Torchwood. I really like how the title for episode 1 kind of links it to Torchwood, with the first episode of Torchwood being called Everything Changes, and the first episode of Class being For Tonight We Might Die, and if you put them together, Everything Changes, For Tonight We Might Die. Class is written by Patrick Ness. He's quite a famous young adult author now. I actually read one of his books, More Than This, over the summer, and I really enjoyed it. He seems really into establishing Class as its own thing, even though it is a Doctor Who spin-off, which I do actually think is a good thing, because obviously if it 100% relied on Doctor Who, I don't think it would do well at all. Now it's kind of funny that he says this, because he's actually got Peter Capaldi, the 12th Doctor, appearing in the first episode of Class. I think that's just to set up the storyline a bit and the premise, and then I don't think we're going to see the Doctor for a while. I am still looking forward to Easter eggs and nods to Doctor Who itself, because obviously it being set in Coal Hill School, I'm sure we'll get a lot of those. And already in some of the promotional photos, it looks like one of the characters is holding Ace's baseball bat. Obviously, there are loads of characters in the Doctor Who universe that could potentially make a cameo in it. There's Luke and K9 from the Sarah Jane Adventures, still around on Earth somewhere. Haven't heard from them in a long time, but Be cool if they made an appearance. Be interesting to see Torchwood and even UNIT. The series is going to consist of 8 episodes, and it looks like it's going to be more of a story arc series. Patrick Ness himself even said in an interview, don't expect Monster of the Week kind of thing. I also find it really interesting that the target audience for Class, which is obviously the young adult audience, is kind of the same audience for the Sarah Jane Adventures. Back in the day when Sarah Jane Adventures came out, I kind of fit the target audience for that, and now that I've grown up, I kind of fit the target audience for Class. So those are some of my thoughts on the new Doctor Who spin-off. I am really looking forward to it, and fingers crossed it is successful and we get more series of Class in the future. Thank you very much for watching Lost in the Vortex, and I really do hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye!